Welcome back. And if you just joined in, this is Enterprise Morning on Enterprise TV. Now to our main conversation. A truck conveying food items was looted by some residents of Ondo State amid the current hardship ravaging the country.
Yes, eyewitnesses reported that the driver of the truck was overpowered after his vehicle developed a mechanical fault at the popular cultural center junction on Ondo Express Road.
The fully loaded truck was said to be conveying food items, particularly grains, in some cartons branded in President Bola Tinubu's name.
Several witnesses who confirmed the development disclosed that those who attacked the truck and looted its content included petty traders, artisans, drivers, and commercial motorcyclists.
The police public relations officer in the state, Fumilayo Omisanya, said no official complaint was lodged at the station over the incident.
And before Ondo, residents of Kebbi State had also looted a storage where grains were kept in the popular Kara market.
It is one recurring anomaly that's becoming a norm, extensively in the face of unprecedented hunger and overall hardship in the country.
Yes, and to make sense of our discussion today, our two learned colleagues, and first is Dr. Evans Feli. He is a barrister at law and also a public affairs commentator. Good morning to you, Dr. Evans.
Good morning.
Yes, and
good
also,
morning, viewers.
Thank you so very much. And also have Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid, also a barrister at law and also a public affairs commentator. Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good morning tonight. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, thank you so much, and welcome to Enterprise Morning today. Yes, so we have it. Another stretch of confusion, if you would, permit me to use that, of course, and that is coming from the stretch of hunger in the land. There's no denying the fact, gentlemen, there is hunger in the land. But when Nigerians begin to loot food items meant for them, how far are we going in this menace? Let me start with you, Barrister Tunji Abdul Hamid.
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous trend that is happening in this country. Unfortunately, there's no doubt there is hunger and no doubt there is hardship on the land. No doubt things are not the way they should be. No doubt people are not enjoying the benefit of or dividend of the democracy that we are operating. For me, I don't want to justify a criminal act by using the hunger and the anger or the lack of government ability to do the right thing. I think going in that direction would be a kind of justification for criminal acts. But as far as I'm concerned, any kind of looting, whether government property, whether government food or warehouses, or whether private shop or whatever, as far as I'm concerned, it's a criminal act. You don't do that. You don't vandalize anything. You don't go to anywhere warehouses, whether those warehouses are meant for you, whether those products in that warehouse are meant to be given to you or not. You don't go there and your home vandalize the place or even bubble the place and then cut away all whatever that is there. As far as I'm concerned, going in that direction will be a kind of justifying a crime. I think we should curb this trend, and then people should not be allowed to be doing this. Government should act quickly, otherwise it will become another thing, and then people will not be able to control it any longer. Justification, there's no justification for in law, intention for committing crime is not an excuse. In other words, if you have good intention in committing crime, that will not justify the crime you have committed. They may be justified by saying they are hungry, they are this and that. But that's in law, that's not a justification. If you steal bread now with the intention of giving it to a man who is hungry or who are not beating for days, if you are caught, you are a criminal, and you should be taken to court for a criminal act. So I will not justify it by in any form by saying because there's hunger on demand and because there's like that, people are not should not be blamed. As far as I'm concerned, they are criminals.
Right. Thank you so much, Barrister Tunji. Barrister Evans,
Yes.
help us understand why this recurring trend of the common man looting things like this meant for elections. I mean, I want to believe this was actually meant for some election, maybe Edo or something, because from the news, we understand that it was branded with the president's face. This brings me to the fact that bad followers cannot produce good leaders. I feel that we have a responsibility as a people to produce good leaders, right? But the constant view from the government's perspective, seeing the ordinary man as some sort of plebeian, again, is a worrying trend. Tell us, how did we even get here as a people? And why don't we have leaders who care about the common man?
Yes, we got here when the NSAS was hijacked. When the NSAS was hijacked, people went about looting down shops. I know before the NSAS, there was xenophobia in South Africa. When the natives and indigenous were killing Nigerians and looting their stores and burning car shops owned by Nigerians over there. There was a reprisal by Nigerians here when they went to the malls that owned by South Africans, even though there were hugely investment from Nigerians. But for ignorance, they went and started looting and all that. It spilled over to the NSAS when it was hijacked. People started opening shop and taking things indiscriminately. After that, the lockdown. During the lockdown, people went to warehouses in Jos, in places in Kano. People invaded one massive warehouse and they were taking Okadas, motorcycles. They were just looting it. Some of the motorcycles didn't have fuel in them. So they started push it to look for where to buy fuel. During the NSAS, during the Jos own looting at the lockdown, there was a man I saw with 2 bags of rice on his head running. There was one that carried Indomie and he went with his child to steal. So at that time, we were on air. I was shouting then on air all over the TV station that this is wrong. That the fact that people are hungry or they are displaced or there's palliative meant for them and has not been distributed to them is not the reason they should be looting things like this. Some analysts said, no, I shouldn't talk like that. Are you not a lawyer? You're a lawyer now. This thing is meant for them. It's their own. Because most times you are paired with some other persons who have different views entirely about what you think. But from the training of law, and I would say that is what regulates society. Like my learned colleague said, you cannot take something that does not belong to you, even if it's with the intention to give it to somebody who is hungry and is dying. You are a thief by law. So I said it then. Let us not condone this. They say, no, now we have reached the boiling point. Okay? I'm still looking for those analysts today. I'm trying to listen to them, to what they're going to say about it, because now we have normalized it. People go, some 1 million boys, 2 million boys, people go carry people's soup, and you say it's meant for them. Once people start to take what does not belong to them, you can no longer draw the line. You can no longer draw. If you are allowed, because government own the things, and they should take it anyhow. When they start to take, you can no longer draw the line between what government own and what private citizens own. And both are offense. Okay? So what is going on now is the harvests of some of our analysts that have misled the public and people's habitual criminality. That when you see grain and it's being moved and maybe a politician's name is written somewhere, what it means that is for the masses. I don't think that is the right way to go as a country. We're embarrassing ourselves before the international community. This kind of thing that's happening now, when we get to the airports across other countries, they'll be looking at us, whether we're about to loot foodstuff in the airports. They'll be looking at us, we're carrying the passport, we're carrying ourselves, we're being embarrassed because people, before now, were not like this in this country. We're so disciplined, even in lack. We don't raid down. We used to see that in South Africa and some of the African countries across that axis. Not where someone will run into a shop, take a tin of milk, open it and start to drink and be running. That is, we're seeing that in South Africa, not here. But now we have adopted it. It's now a lifestyle. We have normalized it. Then some person will go on TV and say, what belongs to you, if you not give them, they'll go and take it by force. So at this point, those persons, and what the police public relation officer said is damning, that no case have been lodged. No case have been lodged before the police station. For me, I think that is an irresponsible expression. You need not lodge a case. What is the duty of police? To protect lives and properties. Properties have been looted within yours. You say no case have been lodged. So I don't know how some policemen are trained, and I don't know how they are not taught how to communicate to the public. Well, what you are saying indirectly is that you are helpless as to addressing the issue. That's what you are saying by implication. So people will go and start looting whatever it is they see as a culture. People go to loot with their children. A wasted generation walk into a store that does not belong to him. Pull along with him another generation, an innocent generation. Introducing a wasted generation, introducing a second generation into criminality. So it's a very painful thing. In fact, this morning we should be crying here in this at this set. That's what we should be doing, rather than analyzing the issue. It has gone to a point where the government have no solution to the problem of Nigeria. This government does not have a solution. They have proven it over and over again. From the floating of the naira to the removal of subsidy to the complete annihilation of the economy and everything. It is so clear they cannot handle this country. So what we should encourage the people to do is to be self-reliant. They should look for farmland, plant something, do some business. If you're in a location where you are not finding it very funny, to move down to a suburb so that you have reduced cost of rent, you can access food easily. Then you and your family can plan how you get things better. But if you want to wait for government to bring palliative and come and give you, government that does not know what to do with the resources it's supposed to use to do palliative, we gave it to governors. Governors who are irresponsible, who does not even care about their subjects. You take money and give them. So when are you going to get the palliative? I'm tired of this country.
Well,
we check out.
The analysis is giving me my
We're here to resolve it together.
you see, we sincerely do not pray that we have a synonymous case like we see in Haiti, in Nigeria. We pray we don't get to that level. But
we have met all the conditions for that.
Yes, we've met all the conditions, literally.
I'm sure I'm not there already.
I pray we don't get to that level. But while we don't pray we don't get to that level, I think it's very important that we equally understand the difference between morality and justice. There is a very clear difference between both, and they are not in any way insympatical. But the truth of the matter is, if we might ask, when the government enables or debases morality in the lives of its citizenry, why do you now think that will not give birth to abuse of justice, just like we have seen today? Why do you think that we wouldn't gravitate to a constant abuse of justice in our system when government enables or debases morality as a result of their ineptitude in governance?
Is it only morality that they debate or even the law? Because I know that most of those in authority, they are loyal to themselves and they take laws into their own hands as well. So it's not only about morality. They don't even care about morality. When you even ask questions regarding that, and you talk about morality, you say, anyway, CB is not law. They talk about morality, and morality is not law. So even the one that is law, they do whatever they like about it. And that's why you see those in authority go somewhere, just demolish people's property in the name of they are encroaching or they have done something wrong without following the due process. That's why you see government who are supposed to do this and are not doing it and giving excuses. And that's why you see, I will not blame those in government anymore.
Why would you blame them?
I also blame the followers.
Really?
If we should do election next week or in 2 weeks' time, even in this hardship that we have, although people will tell me it was rigged, but you will see those people that are condemned winning election.
Because they have enabled that, don't you think so?
Their campaign, see people supporting them and to fight over them. So for me, Nigeria has become a country where people are not interested about the generality of the people. They're not interested. I'm not talking about only the people in government, even those who are outside the government. They're not. Those outside the government, majority of them are not speaking. because they want to change the process, but because they want opportunity for themselves. So we're a country where morality is no longer considered. Morality is nothing again in Nigeria. People don't care about morality. What we care about now is that look, just get money. Once you have money, you have everything. No matter how you get the money, people don't even care. People not even ask you where the money comes from. In fact, where people know where the money comes from, they will still celebrate you and see you as they will say, don't judge.
But how did we get
that
there?
You're not God. So the point is that look, we need to inculcate that morality that when I was growing up, I'm not an old man, but I know when I was small, you dare not even take ordinary pencil. I do not belong to you to your house. Your parents will call you out. To the entire community will punish you. Then today, a secondary school child, I think I will not say adult, child, will go to his father's house, whose school fees is being paid by the father, bring a car, and they will be celebrating. They will be celebrating, and when you talk, they say you are jealous. So the morality has lost its place in our system today. Those who are in authority today, they are not there because people love them. They because they get the money, or because they have people. They were backed by people who have money.
So the question
it's
is,
not about your what you can do or what you have been doing. It's about who are backing you. How much money do you have? So you know what? If you have money now, and then you are able to legally, and you are able to invest it in the legal thing in Nigeria, by way of money laundering, buy shares in the airline, buy shares in the bank, buy this and that, you become a big man.
but
So how do you come about the money that the people don't care again? What they care about is that you are doing well. And that's how they tell you people are doing well. When you say people are doing well, you don't look at that background. But after people will tell me somebody is doing well in his business. And I'll ask him, what business is he doing? And even that business that he's doing, how well is he doing it? He has the opportunity of his father, who are maybe a former governor or a president or a former whatever. He's using those connections to make money that you, for example, you collect government contracts. For that, I was supposed to be awarded like for 20 million naira. They'll give you 100 million naira. You make money and people will say you are successful. You are committing crime by using your position. Then in Nigeria, we don't care. What we care about just get the money. So don't talk about morality in Nigeria again. People don't even care about that.
but should we continue like this?
We
That is
cannot
the question.
continue. Are we ready to change it? Are we doing anything to change it? Even though people are celebrating what happened in Nigeria, though I'm not celebrating it.
Why?
I'm not celebrating. Not that I'm not celebrating. I'm celebrating the fact that we have a democracy,
Okay.
a peaceful election, and then a judiciary that stand or stood his ground to ensure proper things were done. They are not celebrating the fact that they have for something years old as the president. I don't celebrate that. I don't care about your age. Age does not matter. I can give you examples in this country. Most of the people who call old today, I've been saying it here severally. Most of the people who call old today, most of them were 40, 30, or above 40, or when they became governor. Even look at the governors today. Majority of them were in their 50s or early 50s. Are they not young in a way, natively? What have they done? Did you not experience the youngest governor in Nigeria? What was his performance? So it's not about the age. I will not praise them for having a young man or whatever as president. I will only celebrate that when I see the performance of this young man. Not now. So, but I celebrate that they have a what's it called? They have a peaceful
Transition.
Yes, transition. So, like I said, we need to, if we want to move out of this, it should be deliberate. Those in leadership, those outside leadership, we all need to put our hands together, petition all those things that we call a good thing of life, in terms of celebrating people with money, no matter how you get the money. So, if you want to do that, and then when you are voting or doing an election or whatever, don't look at money. Don't look at this is my party, but that's what people look at in this country. It's not about anything. If you are in Labour Party like in the last election in some area, whether they don't even know you may likely get a result. If you are in APC in some states, if people not knowing you can win election. If you are PDP, the same thing. So what we need to do is to be deliberate about our process of election. Apart from that, people will talk about INEC. Even when you do your best, INEC will disappoint you. Do your own first. INEC will not, and leave INEC with no other option than to accept it. Then when people abstain from that process, that's what will give those who call the people who manipulated, we have the opportunity to manipulate. So we need to do our own part before we can blame our leaders to say leaders are not doing their own part. Most of these leaders bought this position, and when you invest in business, are you not supposed to recruit? They invest. Who are those who collected the money, the investment from them? The people. And some people are expecting results from them. I think we have a long way to go.
Yes.
I'm very disappointed in what is happening in the country. They have, like I said, I will not run away from this country. We'll be there. We may be tired. We'll continue to talk, continue to speak our own, and say our own. Then we want to be here. But if you want to start to leave the country and go elsewhere, who will solve the problem? Who will still come back and meet the problem? But you remember they say this is your team. You say you go market, come back. When you go market, even go anywhere, you still need to think on that.
Dr. Feli, Barrister Tunji has said so much, and I felt he was at some point tilting towards allegedly blaming the citizenry for the chaos that we have in our country today. I do not know if you buy that idea, but the question is, when the government, like I did ask before, when the government enables such a kind of issue that we have today and weaponize poverty against the people for their own advantage, how do you think we can start getting it right, rationally, when such is the problem that we have?
The people must be disciplined. They have a part in this to play. People must be disciplined. You see, when they come with this stomach infrastructure, this thing now they will carry, the stomach infrastructure, is this item now is to buy votes. Now, when citizens have become so poor, disempowered, people should be disciplined in their poverty. Yes.
How possible is that, please?
Yes. I say these things all the time because, maybe because of my military background. Yes. You are taught not to convert, not to look at the whatever it is that belongs to the other person and then be willing and wishing that you own it at all costs. You will steal. There's no way you not steal. So the fact that people are poor and they are not able to meet up with their economic needs is not a guarantee. It's not why they should then, collect money from politicians. They weaponize poverty already, and you are trapped, and you are looking for a solution. So why do you help them further to enhance it? The politicians should be able to take a truckload of food to a village and say, "Come and take infrastructure," and the entire village.
And people say they won't.
Yes. The entire village should be able to say no.
Wow.
But society cannot come to such equilibrium where everyone will stand out and say, you know what, no. Especially in Nigerian society. Because they are not disciplined. You understand? They want to solve their problem momentarily. They want to address the issue of hunger and just survive. Then whatever the consequences will be, should be an afterthought. When we reach there, we'll cross them. That kind of mentality. So we'll collect the one we'll see. As long as that is the way you are going, the politicians already understand. So they will do more for you in that light to ensure that you are neck deep into your contradictions and remain poor. And they will use every machinery to ensure that you are that way for as long as they are relevant in politics. You understand? So, because we noticed that during the NSAS, making reference to that again, when the people rejected all forms of inducements and were out there with sincerity of purpose, the politicians were threatened. They were so afraid. In fact, policemen stopped wearing police uniform that period. Because they killed in Ibadan policemen, they killed across. They stopped wearing uniform, but the people are now revolting. The politicians were locked up in their respective dungeons. We didn't see them coming out. It was a governor that joined the protest on the third day. Every other persons were hiding, and he went with heavy security. And if the people wanted to harm him, they could have done that easily. So we must come to that point where, from the old to the young, people should be able to resist. You know the worst part of this? You know the worst part of it? Here is a generation that is wasted. Now you now have another generation cohabiting with that generation. And this old generation allow their children to see that politicians will come and give gratification so that they will be accepted. Instead of them to come with a scorecard of their projects and how they have uplifted the people from poverty, so that the young one will understand the definition of politics that is about the security and welfare of the citizens. You have not done anything whatsoever. You brought... I was in the car with my daughter some time ago, driving through. A policeman stopped me. And he said, the law, what is going on? I said, fine, just take him and children out. And I said, give them something. I said, no, I don't want anything. How is bread in the car? Was not give them the bread. I said, no, I won't give them the bread. The bread does not, it's for someone. I drove off. Now, while I was driving, I didn't talk. Because my daughter was on the front seat. I didn't talk. The next thing, she started asking me questions. And what were they asking me for? Don't they give them bread? I said, who give them bread? I said, government. So I carefully, because if I carry that bread and I give them, give money from my body in the presence of my daughter, I will not do that too. You will kill me first. I don't want her. She's an innocent generation. She represents the future. I will not do that. So I gleefully navigated through the question. She was 8 years then. I'm just telling you how we introduce children into what, because the complications we have now, the society is complicated now because we're not careful. We're not able to see to the fact that we are gone already. We want to also bring the people coming into it and nail them to it while we are gone. Is that how to run a country? We shouldn't allow that to happen at all. But here, you see shameless men and women. When politicians come with gratification, they carry their children. They will even back the smallest one. The smallest, the last one, they will back that one. And that smallest one is the most observatory. You'll be looking what is going on. In his or her mind, that is the way politics, that's the definition of politics. There's nothing you will tell her again after 12 years. She's in her formative years. Whatever gets into a child, that is too. We should, see, when we are finished, we should not allow the next generation to finish on arrival.
Now, safe to say this is obviously a perennial issue. Now, let's get to the solution and maybe find a way out, because we have said so much about the problem, the challenges, the glitches, and so on and so forth. Now, let's get to the solution. And the question is, how do we get all of these things better? Let me start with you, Pastor.
The solution is for the government, for those in authority, to do the right thing. And the right thing is simple. By our constitution, the government has two major responsibilities: security and welfare. Section 14, 2 of the constitution. So if the government live up to its responsibility of ensuring that security in the land, of ensuring the welfare of the people are taken care of, the issue will be a thing of the past. People will not, you see, this issue of people stealing or carrying their food, whatever, it's not about poverty alone. You'll be surprised that you see some of those people who are doing that. Some of them are well to do. When they are sharing money, political money, it's points like that. It is a point that I see somebody who calls himself a stakeholder, senior stakeholder, they hear that they will be sharing 20,000 between themselves about other people, and they also want to collect from it. They will give them 20,000 naira. Are you getting my point? This money is for your collaborator, and they are about 100. And we have people who call themselves elder. When I say elder now, I'm talking about the senior member of the party. They still want to share from the money, or even want to take the diamond. So what I'm saying is that our greed, our self-centeredness is the problem we are having here. It's not about the poverty alone. And that's why I say it's not only government that will blame. we also blame the people. So on the part of the government, what we need to do at credit is just to ensure that look, their responsibility of providing security and welfare are taken care of. In other words, government should need to uphold its responsibility. As it is today, government is not doing anything in terms of its responsibility. And unfortunately, those involved in authority, some of them are not even both the not. I saw a member of House of Rep, or a senator, is he a senator now or House of Rep? Walk out of a live program on TV. Yes, when he was asked questions about budgets. What did he say? He said, don't put me in trouble. So what it means is that if you want to say the truth, you are in trouble. So you better keep quiet and continue. And that's why Nibi or whatever is taking now. Senator Nibi is not being suspended and people are not talking. So other people are not ready to say anything again. So citizen, what I'm saying here is that we need to hold, that's our responsibility. Hold government into account. Don't take side based on sentiment, religion, political sentiment, or others' sentiment. Ask the right question. Hold government into account. This money they are spending is our commonwealth, and that's why it is sad that you see somebody who has collected constituency money on in your name will go and confront the hospital, go and do one toilet, go and do whatever, and he will put his name, and people will start celebrating him. Was that done with his money? So, like I said, we need to, as a citizen, we need to ask questions, and that's our responsibility. When we do that, when we hold them to account, ask questions, the government will face its responsibility and will want to do whatever. And if you don't do the right thing, the next election, you take them out.
Right, thank you so much, Dr. Tunji. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate you. Always instructive with you, Henry. This is certainly not a good place to be.
You mean Nigeria?
Yes, I mean the situation at hand.
But Tunji said we shouldn't run away. We should stay back and build a Nigeria, a good Nigeria.
It can only be a good place to be when we all put our hands
together and make it work.
We cannot leave it and say because people are not doing well or that those employment are not doing right. We abandon it for them. You allow them to do what they want to do. That's the meaning.
True. Very true.
We have to share in Tunji's optimism. Well, that's how much time we can take on the show today. But we would like to thank our guests for making here with us, Dr. Tunji. Thank you so much, Ambassador Evans.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, then, until we come here again tomorrow from Henry.
Yes, thank you so very much for being part of our show. We sincerely do appreciate your time. Bye from us.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.